Last 5 seconds. Ready? Start. Mr. Deputy Chairman, sir, the ruling party must thank the opposition for the simple fact that for 1 hour they patiently heard in the joint sitting to the drabby speech by the President and the Vice President on the government's policy and almost the second reading which has taken place here. This 1 hour also we have patiently heard what is the structure of that speech along with the deterioration which is taking place in the quality of the economy, even in the efficiency of administration. There has been so much of deterioration that the president's speech could not be prepared. Those who prepared the speech, did they not know that the economic review that was going to be presented, which fully covers the economic statistics, more authentic statistics, that large number of pages and paragraphs had to refer to the statistics here? I think somebody in this house must take pains and make a research on the presidential address and find out whether there was any speech in the past. It is a purely collection of statistics from various ministries and put together most incoherently and most unimaginatively. And such a speech we have to accept. The mover of the thanksgiving motion referred to the last paragraph of the address wherein the president made some irrelevant reference to the opposition. He was not expected to do so, and then he asked for cooperation. Cooperation for what? Cooperation to destroy this democracy. What is actually the substance or the program or the activity on which you need our cooperation? In fact, the democratic values in the experience of humanity have been preserved by four entities: one, the opposition in the parliament; two, the public press; three, independent judiciary; and the fourth is the presiding authority. If any erosion takes place in all the entities, democracy collapses. I would not like to deal with it in detail. The greatest challenges today is not so much to the nation as is being presented with regard to the nation's security. A frightening atmosphere is being created. It is to the democratic values for which this great nation and our predecessors sacrificed their utmost and secured for us. It is a challenge to the genius of the generation whether those values be preserved or allowed to be destroyed. I am glad my friend has made a reference to the attitude of some opposition forces. I am agreeing with you that political capital be not made by denigrating the image of a person. Similarly, a nation will not be built up by flattery of a person in power. That has never happened in the life of humanity. Democracy can be saved only by institutionalizing the ideas, the democratic institutions which we so laboriously built up in the past 3 decades and more are cracking. Where are the legislative assemblies in the states? Firstly, the federal policy is deliberately being destroyed by centralizing politics, administration, and finance. Today, we do not see any hope for federalism in this country, a great country with diverse cultures, multi-religious and multilingual. Can such a country be managed by one person in Delhi? That is impossible. The shortest cut to disintegrate this country is over centralization. Let the ruling party keep this in mind. A party should take up power with a purpose. What is the purpose of taking power in your hands? In 1954, Parliament approved the principle of democratic socialist society. Our goal is socialism, but our path is democratic. The word socialism has become a nasty word today, sir. The question is, there are some democratic forms, methods, and values which we should respect. Only when the position's cry is taken note of by the ruling party, you can expect any appreciation from the opposition for the achievements of the ruling party. When we are making the opposition so weak in the sense that its demand is unresponsive, the most unfortunate thing which has happened in this country after 34 years is that mediocrity has captured power. Politics has been taken over by muscle men. This is the state of affairs today. I have yet to come across, I am saying this without exaggeration, I would not like to be far away from truth and fact, a single individual either in office or outside who would talk to me in private that things are happy. I am not exaggerating. Some introspection is needed. That is why I requested the presence of the leaders here. It is not merely to gloat over certain things on technical and numerical majorities. What we have in India today is not stability, it is a false sense of stability. The move has taken place particularly from 1978, when previous Home Minister was destroying 9 opposition governments. These are the words of caution I uttered at the time. I said that they were destroying opposition, which is a prerequisite for democratic functioning, and I said that they will have trouble in your own ruling party for destroying the opposition government. Stop.